The challenge presented to us was how can we make high-volume recruitment processes more inclusive and engaging for candidates, and more efficient and effective for organisations. To approach the challenge, we split the problem up into two perspectives: the candidates and organisations. Through doing so, we could identify why there are core issues currently tied to these two stakeholders regarding the recruitment process. The key issue with the recruitment process for candidates are: there are too many steps which make the process more time-consuming and thus less engaging. The large volume of candidates makes individual communication challenging, resulting in limited feedback and more impersonal processes. The process is not interactive and candidates can feel isolated. There is a natural bias from organisations which underpins inclusivity. The issues with the recruitment process for organisations are: there are a large number of steps in the recruitment process which makes it time-consuming and inefficient. This is because each step only tests or considers one skill or attribute relevant to employment. Organisations have finite resources which minimises the effectiveness of the process. There is a lack of competition in the candidate pool which reduces effectiveness. We tied together the reasons from perspective to identify a core reframe problem to be based on our solution. How can we reduce the duration of the recruitment processes and make them more interactive, personal, and beneficial for candidates, whilst also reducing the workload and resources demanded by organisations? In order to explore our reframe problem, we utilised a multitude of visual methods to develop and expand our ideas. These methods helped us mould our understanding of the challenge and formulate potential solutions. These potential solutions include brainstorming assumptions, formulating what-if questions, edge personas, problem definitions, why game, speculative research proposals, stakeholder brainstorming, inclusivity mind map, and potential solution causal map. The methods that were most significant in our developing solution was assumption brainstorming. This method involved us identifying assumptions we already had about the problem that can be seen here. It was helpful in allowing us to interview the different perspectives of the problem. Secondly, problem definition. This method involved splitting the challenges into 4 key aspects. In doing so, we were able to brainstorm different elements of the problem. Thirdly, why game. This method involved us starting to explore why the challenge is a problem. Each time we produced an answer, we asked ourselves why this new answer is a problem. At this stage, we had begun to formulate a decent idea of potential solutions, so we developed our 4th method, potential solution causal map. This map displayed the thought process we underwent producing our core solution and the impacts of it. Our idea essentially looks to provide a recruitment process that is shorter and more interactive for candidates, making them feel more included and engaged throughout. In addition, the solution seeks to make the process more efficient and effective for organisations by providing them with stronger candidate pools and reducing the resources demanded of them. The solution involves an initial screening process where information is gathered about the candidate's demographic, behavioural, and personal attributes. Candidates that don't meet the basic requirements asked of the organisations will not proceed to the next stage. They are notified of this immediately. The next stage involves reducing the candidate pool by having candidates interview one another. 2 candidates will take in turns to interview each other using questions provided by the organisation. Meanwhile, 2 other candidates will observe and listen. After the interviews, each candidate will receive feedback, including their strengths, weaknesses, and potential areas of improvement. The two candidates that observed the interviews will anonymously record feedback and decide the better interviewer/interviewee of the two. The process is then reversed for the four candidates. Organisations will be provided results and feedback from the interviews. Candidates with similar attributes such demographics from the initial screening will be selected and grouped in to interview each other. Candidates will have the opportunity to complete 3 different interviews with entirely new candidates each and every time. The best performing candidates from the interviews will form the complete and more refined candidate pool that may be hired by any organisation. Our idea successfully reduces the duration of the recruitment process by reducing the number of stages. In addition, by having candidates practice interviews, they gain experience and confidence in interview circumstances. Through interaction, the process is also more engaging and involving for candidates, providing them with feedback, enabling them to identify potential areas of improvement. Additionally, through grouping candidates based on similar attributes and qualities, natural bias should be minimized, making the overall process more inclusive. Through providing 3 interviews, the process is likely to identify the stronger candidates, making it more effective because it gives them the opportunity to apply their feedback from other interviews and thus improve their overall performance. The recruitment process is also made more efficient for organisations, as they are not required to provide resources throughout the bulk of the process. Additionally, this process is more efficient as the interviewers identify multiple attributes and skills of candidates in one stage. It is more effective in identifying the candidates that will best fit the culture of the organisations, as they can provide the questions for the screening and interview stages.